Hello. Hello. We're gonna get started in a couple minutes. I'm gonna call them up. I think Train Man's online. In fact, I'm gonna ring him in about a couple seconds. More Ape Escape. This should be the last Ape Escape 1 run. I might do 2 after this. I'm not sure. I might move on to a different game rather than just steamrolling all of the Ape Escape games. But we'll see how I feel after I'm done. And how I feel like next week when I'm streaming again. Just kind of aside while I'm here bullshitting for a bit before I call them. I am going to try and do more solo streams again, when I have the time and my brain is, you know, functioning. Alright, let me go call them up now, and we'll get started. Oh, let me just turn off the music. I don't need this anymore. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
You sound dead.
I've got a cold again.
Ugh.
It's fine.
Become warm.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe in that.
Oh, alright, fine. If you say so.
You say so.
Let me get the game started. This should be the final of regular Ape Escape. I decided this before you popped in. I may or may not jump right to 2, or I might take a break from aping if it was the escaping, but I'm not sure. We'll see how I feel once.
Fair enough.
That was the wrong thing to hide. There we go.
Hey, Quill.
Hello, Quill. If you cite so. I see what you did there, little shit.
I don't see anything.
No, it's a dumb pun. They made a dumb pun.
Oh. I'll take your word for it.
Fair enough. I did jot down, and I have it ready. My games of the year. I don't expect you or Sabo to have one, so I'll go over mine.
Yeah, you do it.
Cause I mean,
do that.
I mean, yours is like Armored Core. I'm gonna bet for your favorite. I'm gonna get.
Yeah, I'll go and look up on Wikipedia and remind myself what came out this year.
Fair enough.
It's been a year.
So I'll do my 10 and explain why. There is one surprise because one thing got moved that I said would be on here, but might not be on here now. Alright, So starting from 10 down, when I get to 5, I'll go and mention some honorable mentions and some dishonorable mentions, as I do every year. Alright, so number 10, Baldur's Gate 3. The only reason it's on 10 and not higher is I just don't like the 5e system, but I think the game is really good. I think the writing's really good, and
yeah. You can fuck a bear.
You can fuck a bear!
Which is the main thing I've really heard about people say about Baldur's Gate, which does tell me that a lot of people I know were secretly fairies all along. As were also a significant amount of game journalists, as it turns out. He was like, oh yeah, we can fuck a bear now, and I'm like, huh.
Alright, if that's what you want to do.
I mean, yeah, I guess that shall take away from this game, but fair enough. Just an odd thing for you all to suddenly jump on, you know? It does very much. I just want to mention it because it does kind of.
I latch more onto the idea of like wanting to get with the giant muscle-bound tiefling lady.
Oh, everyone wants that. That was a count.
I'm just saying, I mean, between the two, I don't give a fuck about fucking a bear. I don't want to fuck a bear.
It's just more the fact that I heard a lot about that from a bunch of reputable sources, and it did just feel kind of like, why is this like? It felt very much like, you know, when people like talk to you and they're like, haha, would it be weird if someone liked that though? And they look at you because they want you to give them affirmation, and you'd be like, shit. Well, I like that. So, oh, did you fall over and die?
No, I just dropped it. I have a little spinny thing that I got for Christmas. It's like the Sonic like checkpoint thingy, and I was just trying to readjust it while the loading screen was going, and then it fell. That was all.
Yeah, so it felt very much like when people will ask you, oh, that's embarrassing, who would do that? And then they look at you because they want you to say, oh, actually, I do. So then they can, like, reveal, well, I've always been into that. So that's kind of what it felt like with the bear fucking thing.
Yeah, Quill says it's troubling that that's the only thing you know about the game. But to be fair, it's like that's what a bunch of like the mainstream outlets kept talking about with the game.
Exactly.
It was either that or saying like studios are pissing their pants because people expect more out of their games now. That's like
funny jokes. No, they don't. People just will buy any old slop. Look at Starfield.
Oh, I mean, Starfield got, well, I'll make fun of that later. Starfield got the, an interesting award by the Steam community users. But I'll
mention.
I mean, it's not going to be dishonorable. I have to play it. It would be unethical for me to put something on this list that I did not myself play, even if I do think the game is trash from what I've seen. It would be unethical of me. What do you think I am, a game journalist? Alright, so...
Yes.
No. Alright, so, number 9 is Fire Emblem Engage. So it's like the opposite of, Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is really well written. Engage is not really well written. The stuff that's even decent in the game doesn't pop up until, like, towards the end of the game, writing-wise, and it's really stupid. But, like, the core mechanics are a lot of fun. The actual, like, map design is really good, and I love me, like, a good strategy RPG, so... But yeah, I think I only put it higher because I just like the mechanics more than that. It's weird. 8 is Double Dragon Gaiden, which was a roguelike Double Dragon game. It was pretty fun to play. There's nothing really else to add to that. It was just fun. Though it was one of those games where after I finished with it, I was kind of just done. Like, I did, like, every run of the game I could think of. Outside just doing those challenge runs, there wasn't really much else for me after I was done with it. But the core mechanics are a lot of fun. Let's see here. Number 7 is RoboCop Rogue City.
Yeah, I still need to get to that. I've just been distracted.
That's fair. Game's just really fucking good. Genuinely surprised by how much I liked it. I like the story overall. I do like the gunplay of the game. I'm so used to playing games where I'm fast that I had to, like, mentally get myself in the brain of I'm RoboCop. This means I can't just, like, super dash through you and murder you. You can get, like, a dash ability, but it's not the same as, like, you know, Doomslayer going to town or Turbo Overkill where you're just, like, sliding in the goons. Speaking of which, number 6, Turbo Overkill.
What a coincidence.
It's just really fun bang McShoot. You can rocket jump by shooting a shotgun at your feet. Like, that's just fun. I don't have anything detailed to say. The level design is really good. The gunplay is good. And yeah, it's just a fucking good video game. Now, before we get to number 5, I'm going to go to the honorable mentions. These are the ones that didn't quite make it for a variety of reasons. I'll pause to go through these. Now, I give priority to the games that came out this year, so because I played enough games that came out this year, nothing on my list is from the previous year. So let's see here. Sonic Superstars. Sonic Superstars I had a lot of fun with, but it also did a lot of things that annoyed me, like certain levels that pissed me off, some of the boss fights. The actual, like, true final boss is not fun to fight, and I hate it, and I don't think I'll ever actually finish that part of the game. Gunfire Reborn. Gunfire Reborn came out the year prior, but I fucking love it. It's a roguelike, co-op, shooter game. Where you, like, get different characters and, with different abilities and all that fun shit. My favorite one to play is that there's, like, a red panda who summons a robot that's piloted by a chicken.
As you do.
So, of course, that one's my favorite one to play, because, I mean, it's a robot. I don't think I need to explain that one to you. Alien Hominid Invasion was another one. I really liked it, but when I was, like, going through the list, I was like, I kind of like the Double Dragon game more, and there are more hang-ups I have with the core stuff of Invasion. Just, like, a little annoyances, nothing really to kind of get into, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, I like they finally released the game, but even though I do that as a bit, I'm not going to give it a priority slot because that's just a bit. It still came out the way it did before.
It's like a 3-year-old game. Who cares?
Yeah.
We live in a world of, you know, we live in the world where, you know, you need to be about hot new releases. And by hot new releases, I mean like the same four games that have come out like every year. Like I was just scrolling through this list and I saw Layers of Fear came out this year. I'm like, fuck me, what year hasn't that game come out? And it's still shit. So anyway, you continue.
Alright, so, what else? Axolotl, which is a roguelike Axolotl game, it's pretty fun. Let's see here, what else? Last one is Persona 5 Tactica, which I'm too early in the game to really give a thing to. I need to play it more for it to me to like properly like kind of scale where I think it would be. So I wanted to note it. I've been playing it off and on. I've been having fun with it, but you know, can't really justify giving it a slot.
Yeah.
And then that's it for the honorable mentions. Now I'm gonna do dishonorable mentions. This is a much shorter list.
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6. Because the DLC practices are fucking dog shit, and in good conscience, I couldn't give it to them. Like, give them anything. Like, I was just like, no, I can't. You don't get shit. Be better.
Yeah, I actually might actually have 10 games that I've played this year. Now looking at it.
Oh.
But I'm not gonna order them because.
Actually, wait. There is one more honorable mention I should mention because I've been playing it a lot. Is Midnight Suns, which I'll talk a bit about today, probably when we have.
Marvel
time.
game.
Yeah.
I actually did kind of want to look into that because I heard it was decent and also it's on offer.
But yeah, I'll talk about that one probably later when we have like more when we're probably like running out of shit to talk about.
I also want a good game with Venom in.
Venom is good in that game. And it is Yuri Lowenthal Spider-Man. But the last honorable mention. Okay, sorry.
Because that makes sense because I mean, they don't want to bring back fucking that one guy who did him in Ultimate.
Quill, the reason why I'm disorganized, and Train knows because I've been doing this for years, literally as the year goes on, I have a notepad file where I note games that I'm playing, and if I like them, they stay on the notepad, and then at the end of the year, I then put, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots, and then I go through and then categorize that way. I am insane.
I mean, that's one word for you. It's not a word I'd use.
What would you use?
Loser.
Correct.
I kid.
No.
We're all losers here.
You're all losers! Okay. Last honorable mention is Bomb Punk Cyber Rush, which Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I keep mixing up its name.
That game you really like that you then spent like fucking half an hour telling me how much it sucks.
Yeah, and the more I think about it, the more and more I'm just like, yeah, this game just isn't actually good.
As it turns out, this game that you did nothing but complain about is not a game you enjoy.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Surprise!
Yeah, I know. You just count this list.
Alright, so back onto the regular list. I won't talk about Bomb Rush because I've made fun of that game left and right. There's no point in me wasting my fucking time doing that.
I need one more to get a full 10, and I'm gonna have to go and put one of the emergency ones I put that I played. I played, otherwise would have only been
Alright.
Probably not even an honourable mention.
So now for the top 5. A Hi-Fi Rush. It's really fucking good.
It does look good.
It is a very good action game.
I love the soundtrack.
The soundtrack is amazing.
I kind of fucking hate that it has that licensed songs because I think the actual songs.
Oh, the normal songs are the best songs.
Yeah, so it feels odd that it's like, oh, here's like a 9 Inch Nails track, and I'm like, you'd be getting rid of the cool song to play shit song.
But the thing is, you put it on streamer mode, and it gets rid of that, so you just have good songs.
Finally, streamers will work. Finally, streamers have a use to exist. You're contributing to society, finally. So, I'm dead. Number 4
is RoboQuest. It's another roguelike game. It's basically like it's just really fun, and you're a robot.
Good.
And you fight robots.
That's also good.
It's all robots, baby.
All robots here.
That's the name, RoboQuest. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it, other than it's really fucking good, and I highly recommend it. Let me pause because this is like a trickier area, and I'll just rattle off the list. Pizza Tower is number 3.
That makes sense. People like that game.
It's really good. Unlike Bomb Rush, the internet was right on this one. It's really fucking good. The music is really good too. It's got a really good OST. And the animations are really good. And it's basically, the best way to describe it is Wario Land meets Sonic the Hedgehog. Because it has that kind of tempo to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Number 2, Super Mario Wonder. Probably my favorite Mario game. It's really good. The level design is solid. All the levels feel different. None of the gimmicks really overstay their welcome. They do a good job at doing that. And yeah, it's just really good. It's like the only Mario game I've 100%ed. And then the last one, surprising nobody, is Armored Core at number 1.
Yeah, I figured.
It's a really fucking good game, man. It's amazing. What can I say? But it's amazing.
There's lots of fun.
Honest to God, Quill, when I first saw Pizza Tower in like early development, I thought it was a shitpost as well.
I mean, there's no. I mean, it could still be a shitpost. Just because it's an actual release doesn't mean it's not a shitpost.
True. One of
the postal games.
It's true. The postal games are all shitposts. And one of the main enemies in some of the levels are literally just big rats.
They make all the rules.
No, I'm here. But yeah, that's those are my games of the year. They were all good except for the dishonorable mentions. I'm disappointed in you, Street Fighter, and Bomb Funk. You are a poser. I'm gonna just call you Bomb Funk because I don't feel because your name is fucking convoluted and I hate it.
Makes you think of like 4 different games, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even really have that because people are like, oh no, because they're looking at the what they announced for the new Jet Set, and they're like, oh, it doesn't have that same vibe as the original Jet Set Radio and like Bomb Funk, and I'm like, no, because they're using street fashion of the time, then and now, and Bomb Funk is the game that literally ends with the character going, heh, graffiti wouldn't be nearly as cool if it was illegal. It's like that shit like some white suburban kid says when they're like they want to get into weed.
Damn. Well, you have to pull out all those white suburban kids.
Maybe that's why they like it so much. Fucking posers.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
Anyway, that's it. I'm done. That's my thing.
I mean, I don't really have a specific order for my one, I guess, because I technically have games. So I'm just gonna get the one out of the way that it's like, the more further away I get from it, the more I'm like, man, I really wish I had like whatever game I could put on this list that wasn't Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, I know you were really disappointed with Spider-Man 2.
It's like, I don't know, I went into a bit long thing about
I remember you were like looking forward to it to the point where you were like confidently saying it'll be your game of the year at the time. I remember.
I mean, yeah. And it feels like the biggest disappointment because it's like, yeah, it's a bad rendition of probably one of my favorite, or probably my favorite, you know, my villain character. It's like, fucking hell, you get Tony Todd and you only use for voice Venom, and you use 8 minutes of fucking worth of fucking screen time. Are you insane? But then it's like, the more I think about it, the more it's like, oh yeah, their rendition of Venom, nothing like, you know, actual Venom. He has none of his personality, none of his quirks, none of his actual character, none of his motivation. Like, it's just, it's just all of this in service of doing the same villain plot they did for the last 2 Spider-Man, Insomniac Spider-Man games, which is, what if the main villain was someone the main character knew, and then they could be sad they're fighting their friend. Oh, it's this brand new original twist on Venom. Shame it was done in like 2 different cartoons before this game.
I never liked Harry Venom, to be honest. To be fair, I haven't played this game, so I can't really get it, but Harry Venom never really interests me.
Well, because I said before, it's a shitty idea.
Oh yeah, yeah, Quill's game. Funny enough, I remember you joking about it. The Quill's game of the year is Lies. Because I remember you said no one's playing it before, and I'm like, I know someone. I watched their stream of it, and the ending did make them cry.
Fair enough. I have watched it, and it's like it seems like it's fine, but I'm like kind of not in the. I wasn't in the mood for Soulsborne much this year. That wasn't because I'm like, I'll get Elden Ring DLC any day now. Any day now they'll give it to us.
What they probably, honestly, what they probably did was they probably focused on Armored Core and then are now going back to the Elden Ring mine.
Or they'll just be like, actually, we'll cancel the DLC. Here's Sekiro 2, just to spite me. So I'd take Bloodborne 2, I'd take Dark Souls 4 at this point. Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is on the list, but probably shouldn't be. Also gonna have Tears of the Kingdom, which I don't really have any, which is also just kind of, I guess, technically low on the list, not for any other reason than it's just like, yeah, it's really just like Breath of the Wild. There was, you know, some neat things like the whole mixing, matching, making vehicles, combining things is a fun concept, but it kind of suffers from the Breath of the Wild or the same issues I had with Breath of the Wild, which is like, it's just a whole lot of nothing going on when you're not just doing the missions and like going to fight Ganon. And I don't know, it's, you know, fine. It's not a game I'm really eager to ever go back and replay, much like Breath of the Wild. I'm happy that it exists for people who like Zelda, because Lord knows Zelda fans are jonesing for good content. Starving. Meanwhile, with those Metroid fans, look at those fucking selfish Metroid fans. They've had 2 games in 20. They've had 2 games in like 10 years. Those selfish bastards.
Kill them all.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Those Star Fox plebs. They had 0 on the Wii U that nobody played. Can't believe they're asking for games that aren't out. That's not anything. That's not fair in the game. That's just Zelda fans being constantly like, but we need more.
They're literally
Give us more of them.
They're the Patrick meme.
Yeah.
Because there's a Zelda thing every year.
Yeah. If it's not like a full new game, it's like it's a remaster of an old game.
Re-release,
like,
remake.
Fuck. I'm like, man, poor Metroid, poor Star Fox,
poor F-Zero! It's me, F-Zero fan, how you doing?
I think Tears of the Kingdom is exactly what I would say. It's like, it's an okay game that's elevated because of the name.
Because it's Zelda. I mean, that's pretty much every Zelda game for me, though. That's how I feel about them all. So, like, I'm the wrong or right person to say that to, because I'll agree.
I was saying that more to Quill. Final Fantasy 16, which is one of those things where...
actually, hold on, just real quick, because you said it felt hollow. That's how I feel about every Zelda that isn't, like, Wind Waker or Majora. They feel like they're very fine, by-the-numbers fantasy things. I don't think they're bad games, they just don't do much for me. And then, like, even the ones where, like, I thought I was gonna like it because of the aesthetic, like Twilight Princess, they do something that annoys the crap out of me, like the fucking mandatory bug collecting as a wolf. And then I just lose interest.
You just go play the good wolf RPG. Yeah, Akami.
Akami is so fucking good.
It is, I know, right? They will never get anything.
It had a PSP sequel that nobody played.
No, it wasn't even PSP, it was Nintendo DS.
Oh god, that's even worse. I didn't even know which system it was. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. So Final Fantasy 16 is one of these things where it's like, there's a lot to like about it, and also a lot to just kind of go meh on. But I kind of have a similar vibe to it, like, or thing with it, like I do with that, is it Watch Dogs? You know that Ubisoft GTA clone that's about hacking?
Oh, yeah, that's Watch Dogs.
So the funny thing is that I've only ever played one Watch Dogs, and even then I only played it briefly at at my cousin's, and like the very first thing I found was, oh, there's this like hidden game mode where you can do like a side quest where you just play as a spider tank rampaging around Chicago. And then I'm like, why wasn't this just the whole game? This is fun. This is neat. This isn't just Grand Theft Auto, but shit. And it's kind of like FF16. I'm like, man, the icon fights where you're like the summons and it's all crazy cinematic and over the top rolls. It's like, this shit's fun. Why wasn't this just the game? I don't really like, you know, I like the characters. They're all voiced well. The plot's fine for what it is. But I'm like, man, just give me my game where I can be a fucking kaiju throwing hands with other kaiju. That shit was cool.
I think there's a game in the indie scene for that. I'll have to look. I swear I've seen something. I'll have to look after stream to see if I can find it for you.
I don't know. Every time I try an indie kaiju game, they've all kind of sucked. They all make me sad. But yeah, so it was like, it felt very much like FF16 was obviously built around the icon fight being cool. And I'm like, man, just make a whole game of this. This shit was great. Fuck all of the, you know, going back and forth doing side quest bullshit. Like, I'll do that in a traditional JRPG, a traditional RPG. But if you have the option between that or being a fucking fire demon beating the shit out of a firebird, I know which one I'm gonna prefer.
Kind of like how Breath of Fire had the brilliant idea of being like, wait a minute, what if you were the dragon?
Yeah, but also but then you had like, you know, non-turn-based combat, so you can have all of that like big cinematic over-the-top fun. You know, fun. Those things that games used to be.
Like, all the games I mentioned are fun. In my list, I don't know about you.
Alan Wake 2, I almost feel like I can't put on here because I've still not done the class. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about those because I actually feel like they are different enough from the originals that because I have this like pet rule of like, unless the remake is like substantially different from the originals, I don't want to count them if I did play the first. But I mean, if I compare the two, Dead Space I think is way better than RE4 make. And I actually liked Resident Evil 4 make, which I was surprised at, because I was kind of expecting
I'm
to hate it.
surprised considering how much you've complained about that game.
Yeah, but it was kind of, I came off of it off the back of Resident Evil 8, which I really didn't like, and Resident Evil 3, which I fucking hated, as far as remakes go. And I was kind of pleasantly surprised that like Resident Evil 4 is fine. Like, it's not great, and it definitely doesn't replace the original for me because, well, they kind of ruined Ada and Wesker, and it's like, how do you do that?
See, I haven't played it. I know Quill just finished doing the separate ways. I know they were really liking it, but like I said, I haven't played the remake, and I didn't like original 4, so I don't know where I would stand. I would have to own 4, but I have not bought that. I haven't played separate. It's something I would like to get at some point, but I have no idea when I'll get it.
I haven't played separate ways because I didn't like Ada in like the core game, so I'm like, well, I don't want to play a DLC just to turn around this character I don't like.
That's fair, considering like my weird attitude with Resident Evil 3 is Jill is one of those characters I'm not really like big on, so it's like old Kurt Wesker hates women.
Oh, I fucking hate the new voice of Wesker, and he's got no charm or charisma or anything. You know, all those things that make Wesker a likable villain. You know that problem that Resident Evil has, where they have no fucking villain and no idea how to make a
They literally
villain?
don't. Yeah, they have that. You mean where they are right now, where they like they'll almost create one, but they're a side character or like a early boss, like with fucking Demetresco, where she's the closest they have, but she's a throwaway. And she dies real early on, and then you get generic shonen like villain number 47 as the main bad guy.
Well, it's not even that. Like, at least generic shonen villain has something going for him. Yeah, Mother Miranda is awful. But it's like, yeah, so Resident Evil constantly has this problem of like, its villains just suck after Wesker. And a lot of that is because, you know, DC Douglas is a fucking hero. In fact, you didn't just hire DC Douglas to voice Wesker again. It's like, what's wrong with you, Capcom? What is wrong with you? Who hurt you, Capcom? I mean, it can't be your consumer, because every time you do something that pleases the consumer, you have to immediately be like, oh no, we're actually, you know, got a good reputation with the customer base. Better fucking hike up that Street Fighter 6 DLC, boys.
It makes me wonder what kind of, and it makes me fear, because it's the game I'm really looking forward to next year, what kind of monkey paw bullshit they're gonna do to Dragon's Dogma.
You don't want to know.
I'm gonna have to know at some point.
Although that's it to know, so he might get away with it because he made them, like, bank off of DMC5.
Maybe. So maybe it'll just be fine. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless Itsuno gets mad about something that they found in the data and they decide you can't have it anymore.
I mean, I can see that.
Because that's what happened to Lady and Trish.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they also got revealed like 2 years after the game's release. So, like...
Well, but then it was also like, they got revealed... Yeah, but... No, listen. It happened before the Virgil edition popped up.
But fucking Virgil was playable Virgil was data mined from like day fucking one. Because his entire moveset was basically already programmed into the base game long before the DLC, before they were like, here, what if we made Virgil DLC?
I think originally they were part of the plan, and then they scrapped it because of that.
I'm not so sure on that, just because, like I said,
hey, Capcom's petty. Capcom is very petty.
So yeah, RE format, but definitely Dead Space between the two of them is, in a bizarre turn of events, the far superior game in terms of going for it, in terms of... Because it's one of those things where it actually does improve on the original in a lot of ways. I think the only real misstep Dead Space remake has is it fumbles like the non-Isaac characters. Well, it fumbles the two Kendra and Hammond, who go from being perfectly serviceable in the roles they had in the first game to just kind of being fucking weirdos and losers. Like, they try and play off Kendra as sympathetic, but then it's like, also, don't change what she does. So she just straight up murders someone for no reason, and also tries to murder Isaac multiple times, and then it's like, oh, but, you know, you should feel sad when she gets crushed by her physical manifestation of her religion, or whatever. I mean, I'm not. And then Hammond basically spending the whole game simping for his one dead crewmate just felt real fucking weird. But other than that, it's like Dead Space Remake has great visuals, amazing atmosphere. I really do like what they did with Isaac himself. I was a bit worried about him going into it with him being just, you know, a mute character now being suddenly voiced, and that can go good or bad. And it's like, especially since they didn't really change a lot of dialogue around to reflect him having a voice. But
see, I haven't played Dead Space. Like Dead Space wasn't really my thing, so I didn't play it. So I can't really comment on that. But I do get what you're saying with the silent protagonist thing, because one of the things that always bothered me with when they made an anime adaptation of Gungrave was the fact that Brave now just talks constantly when he wasn't really a talker. And I just hate him talking. And I'm just like, please, Brave, shut the fuck up.
And honestly, I'm gonna say it, fucking Isaac's voice actor, whose name I'm currently forgetting, could have been up for a fucking award. I mean, honestly, I should also say, I forgot to mention it because I did gush about Tony Todd, but I will say, the fucking cast of Spider-Man 2 are acting their hearts out. They almost make the game's writing seem good in places. Almost. But then it's like, you know, at the end of the day, there's only so much you can polish a turd. So, yeah, Dead Space remake, really good. RE4 mate, you know, it's good. Like, I do like a lot of some of the things they did. I also don't like some of the things that they did. Kind of also, like, I don't know, I think them removing the bot, like, U2 as a boss is pretty shitty. Especially because it gets slapped, or a version of it is slapped into separate ways. I'm never a fan when these remakes just, like, full remove content. That's one of the reasons why I hate RE3 Remake as much as I do, aside from it also just being a bad game. What else is on my list? Alan Wake 2, which I kind of don't even know if I can really talk about because I've only ever I still haven't done the second playthrough, and I actually don't even know what the alternate ending is. I can take a few guesses, but it's one of those things where I'll kind of every day I'm going to change my opinion on Alan Wake 2. Because some days I'm like, oh yeah, it's no fun, and other days I'm like, man, Sam Lake is a bit of a fucking hack.
I've watched in real time you go back and forth on that.
Yeah, where it's like, I'm never like, man, Sam Lake is a genius, but sometimes I'm like, well, you know, he's trying his thing, and it sometimes hits, and sometimes doesn't, and sometimes new characters aren't irritating, sometimes they really are, sometimes things don't, sometimes feel like they are. I guess that's the problem, is it's really hard to criticize a game, or a game like Alan Wake 2, especially when it comes to writing, because you can never really be sure how much is like jank because it is stupid jank because it's not been done well in terms of writing, or how much of it is like arguably intentional. I mean, it's almost a genius idea.
I mean, you're not wrong, because we were talking about the there's a thing in one of the levels with these 2 traffic cones where you go through them, you fall through the world, and a friend of mine was talking about it, and like they're just generally like, I don't know if that was on purpose or not, if that's a glitch, because it's only there.
Yeah. And it's almost...
And because of the traffic cones, it makes you go like, maybe it's intentional.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's almost genius, but then also feel... It's kind of like... I mean, I guess, appropriately enough, it's a lot like Twin Peaks, in that sometimes you can't tell what is just fucking babbling nonsense and what's actually intentional, like, you know, mystery. So, fair play on him for that. I don't know. It's not what I would have wanted out of an Alan Wake sequel, especially, you know, so far removed. But it's fine. It's fun. I enjoyed my time enough with it that I'm not opposed to doing a second playthrough. Just it's not on the cards for me right now.
Video games out there these days, so it's like sometimes it's like I want to replay it, but I want to play this right now. So it's always funny though when you find a game where you're just like, I'm just gonna keep playing this forever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna put. I mean, even though these are technically 2 separate games, it's like there's 2 different Trails games came out this year, and I played them, so I'm just gonna not really talk too much about them because, you know, plot in terms of, you know, plot and what separates them, because it's fundamentally similar battle systems. But yeah, Trails to Zero and Trails to Reverie came out this year. They're fun. They're, you know, what I like about Trails, like the characters, like the worlds. Nice to. Funnily enough, DC Douglas is in Reverie, playing the best and worst character again, or characters again. Oh, Rufus. I wish Saber was here to talk about Rufus.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I wish Saber was here so we could bitch about Rufus.
Everybody loves and or hates Rufus.
Unfortunately, I really only was able to get into one of the Trail series, so I don't have much to offer.
Because you only ever played, you never touched any of the others.
I just don't have any interest.
And then, yeah, Armored Core. I'll just say Armored Core probably the year, just because, you know, robots, fun action game, what more can you want?
More robots. Actually, they made an update recently that added an additional, like, few AC parts and weapons for free.
Oh, neat.
I haven't gotten to play with them yet, but I know it's like a new spider leg set.
Oh, neat.
And I think there's like some shoulder miniguns as well. I need to look at it. I haven't booted it up in a while. I also actually booted it up just to even just fuck around building more robots, because that's always fun. I love playing robot dress up.
I keep wondering if they're gonna do like a DLC expansion, because obviously I've said before in the past they used to just do like side cool games. Like...
Yeah, I feel like they will, especially how well this one did, because this one sold fucking insane amount of money. Like, I feel like it'll happen. Ooh, I only gotta catch one monkey in the TV tower. But yeah, I would say overall for me at least, I had a pretty good year for the video games that I liked. Even with my disappointment on Street Fighter, especially considering how much I did, I like it, but like I said, in good conscience, I hate giving it any awards. I don't like what they did with DLC, and it's like soured my thoughts on the game so much. But like overall, I had really good Armored Core. I played so much it popped up on my fucking Steam review for like my activity as like one of my top played games. So clearly it was doing something right. But oh yeah, actually, because the Steam Awards, I wanted to poke fun at some of them. These are more fun to poke at though. Where did I save it? Because I took a picture. You know what? I have Steam open. I can just go to Steam directly and just look at it there. Let's see here. Okay, Steam Award winners. Here we go. So, I wanted just an eye shot, so I didn't have to scroll. Oh, okay, fine. So the winner for Game of the Year. This is, by the way, these are voted by Steam users. The winner was Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah.
That one makes sense. The VR game is a game called Labyrinth, which I don't know about. Here's where things start getting funny. So the Labor of Love Award. This is a game that's been out for a while. And the team is well past, and the team is well past the debut of their creative baby. But being good parents, these devs continue to nurture and support their creation. What do you think? Voted by users was the winner.
TF2.
No, I'll give you one more guess.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
No. They voted for Red Dead Redemption 2.
So I don't think that game got any updates.
Its last update was in 2022. I only learned that because people were laughing about it. As you know, I'm not really like a Red Dead guy, so I didn't know much about it. So I only learned that little funny nugget from, users.
I didn't even think people played Red Dead 2 online. I thought everyone was played it for like a week and thought, this is dog shit, and then moved back to GTA 5 for role-playing.
Now they attempted to. Now these people attempted to bot this into the Game of the Year, but weren't able to do it because the Baldur's Gate fandom was too strong for them. But they managed to squeak it into this award. Best game on the Steam Deck, Hogwarts Legacy. I don't even know if Hogwarts Legacy is compatible with the Steam Deck.
I still know. It's on fucking Switch now.
Okay, it is available on Steam Deck. I did check just to make sure.
Well, to be fair, Rockstar also only makes like one game a decade now. Well,
it's true.
So,
but yeah, that's obviously that's holdover of them being mad over it not getting a game award, so they botted it. Better with Friends was Lethal Company. I'm not surprised that won an award. I haven't played it, but I got nothing wrong with it. It actually looks like it'd be pretty fun to fuck around with, to be honest.
It seems like it's fire.
Yeah.
If you have the people for it, yeah.
Yeah. Outstanding visual style went to fucking Atomic Heart, the goddamn game that is literally a fucking I'm trying to think of the word. It's a propaganda piece for the Kremlin, and its funding goes to the Kremlin.
It's Russian. You can just say it's Russian, Dan.
No, the Kremlin is accurate because it goes literally to Putin.
It's Russian. Like anything that doesn't basically support the state was axed after the war began. Like that's not really a surprise. That's literally just how they did. That's how they did it. I mean, fuck. There was a report literally like a couple of weeks ago of anti-war potential opponent for Putin in the next election having to drop out due to problems with her papers, which is basically like we don't want you to go in this election because fuck you. I mean, she's just thankful she wasn't dead.
Right. And there's still the possibility. Yes. Let's be honest. I'm not saying that with a laugh. It's. By the way,
like I'm joking.
But by the way, what was also for finalists in it, just to make this funny, what they were. Only one of these games that's in the finalists, and I'm like, yeah, that one actually I like the visual style of. For the outstanding visual art style awards that were finalists but didn't win, Darkest Dungeon was on there, and I was like, yeah, Darkest Dungeon is a good art style. Then everything else is like One's some game called Inward, which I don't know. That Cocoon game, which I don't care about. And then High on Life, the fucking game with AI art. What the fuck? Now, mind you, this is voted by people. This isn't like journalist bullshit. This is gamers TM being stupid. I always want to make sure I'm clear on that. But alright. Vote. What do you think won most innovative gameplay, Train Man?
Most innovative.
Most innovative gameplay.
Starfield.
Yeah. Starfield got most innovative gameplay.
Nailed it.
I have a conspiracy theory.
Is it that everyone is it that a substantial amount of people are simps for Top Howard, even though he's an abusive piece of shit? I mean, I don't know if he's actually abusive, but I like to. This is why I do like to say, like, add the additional title of Todd Howard, war criminal, whenever I talk about him. Not because I actually think he did commit any war crimes, but you know, you never know these days.
Cover your bases.
Maybe his name was on Epstein's list.
So yeah, actually.
What, in making Starfield?
No. They're going into the
Let me finish my joke.
Okay.
I was gonna say, what, in making Starfield or in, like, putting it in the awards?
No, they're just
because I could believe both.
But awards probably, actually. So it actually, the game is sitting at an overwhelmingly negative. It is not liked by the community. So my theory is that Todd Howard had it botted and also held his own employees at gunpoint. You're gonna vote for it. Look how innovative my ideas are. I am a genius!
From what I admit, I have little interaction with Starfield beyond everyone kind of beyond the joke.
It's apparently worse than I expected.
Oh look, a bad Bethesda game. Stop the fucking presses.
It's apparently even worse than we anticipated, to be honest.
By my understanding, Starfield's gameplay is pretty much exactly what it, like every other Bethesda in-house RPG they make.
But now with even more loading screens.
Yeah. But now with more loading screens.
And also twice as boring of a setting because all their competent writers either don't have anything they can pilfer from or are just gone.
You can steal from Star Wars, is what everyone does. Like, that's the thing. If you're gonna, like, I mean, like...
I think they tried to steal from Star Trek and Star Wars.
Yeah, but that's where every sci-fi show... Like, if you're doing sci-fi whatever, you have two choices to steal from. You steal from Star Wars or you steal from Star Trek. It's not complicated. It's what everyone does. Don't look at me like that. Think of whatever type. Think of a Elite Dangerous that's very Star Trek-y.
Did I say I'm disagreeing?
And then very occasionally you'll get people who try and steal from Games Workshop, and then it's fine because they get lost into oblivion, so we don't ever have to talk about them.
Wrong.
Right, there are no original sci-fi stuff anymore. Just basically two, and then one of them, and then even then, you know, Star Wars is very still also inspired by Star Trek. Just not quite as weirdly sexual. Question we've always asked ourselves. So yeah, Starfield won best innovative design or whatever.
That's honestly the end of like. Oh, actually no, there is at least one more funny. Best game you suck at went to Sifu, which I have played, and the game is pretty hard, so it makes sense. It's pretty good. And it is fairly difficult. So that one actually, I'm like, yeah, I understand how you got there. Best soundtrack award goes to Last of Us Part 1.
Sorry, Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah, that's what I voted for when it was in the finalists, because I don't bother voting for what I actually like, because what I actually like never gonna get fucking up there.
But like, at least Hi-Fi Rush has music.
I mean, no, what I mean is like, so they start the voting, the process to try and get something up into the finalists early, and you can put in anything you want. You can literally just vote for Bad Rats if you want to. So I don't even bother with that, because usually what I'd vote for first anyway wouldn't get in. So usually what I just do is I just wait till there's finalists and I just vote for whatever I think is the closest to what I like.
Fair enough.
And that's really it. Let's see here. It really has to have been the last Outstanding Story, Baldur's Gate, and then the last one, which, again, don't really care about, just sit back and relax, basically just, you know, relaxing game, Dave the Diver, which I have no real opinion on, so... It's a video game that exists, alright?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Man, I love that there are like 5 Last of Us games, and there's only 2 of them are actually new games.
Like Skyrim.
No, because I mean they never fully remade Skyrim.
They never fully made Skyrim.
Yeah, exactly. Why would they remake something they never actually made to start with? So it's just been re-released with the same shit in the same varying degrees of shitty and unplayable broken messes. You know, the Bethesda game.
Correct.
So, meanwhile, Naughty Dog, at a time, did actually make games.
There we go! Last monkey caught!
Hooray.
I mean, like, I thought about it, as I think the last, like, Naughty Dog game I really liked, in all honesty, because, to be fair, I never played Uncharted, but I just didn't really have the interest in it, was probably the original Jak and Daxter, because I just didn't really care for the direction it went after that.
I bet you'd like Uncharted 2.
Like I said, I haven't played it, it just didn't really grab my attention when it came out. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think Uncharted 1 is like has that kind of 2007. It has that kind of mid 2000s first 6th-gen console game like titles. So they're all more like tech demos, like kind of how the first Assassin's Creed is just a glorified tech demo.
Yeah.
And anyone who tries to argue with me is wrong.
I didn't like the original Assassin's Creed, and that's why I never touched the series. So.
And then also, just like Assassin's Creed, they made a really great like sequel that actually felt like a video game. And then that was kind of the last great Uncharted, because I didn't really care for 3, and I really didn't like 4. I don't know, any game that... Is it that... I mean, maybe that's the point.
Listen, I don't think you understand. Don't actually try arguing with him. He'll just keep telling you you're wrong. I've known him for years. Don't bother.
So you finally come.
But it's like, I mean, I forget how much I've bitched about it before, but it's like, as I said,
Of course I'm here.
in this exact scenario, like, Assassin's Creed 1 was a glorified tech demo. I'm sorry, it had incredibly repetitive and boring missions. It had very little in the way of like gameplay mechanics that they actually felt like bothering expanding upon beyond their just base levels. And it's like all the stuff that 2 massively improves. And like 2's a real video game with like actual plot and characters and story. And it was fun. And then you know, the dark times. Every other Assassin's Creed except the 4th one, because pirates are fun.
But one more thing.
Your favorite's the Viking one.
Now?
I never played that one.
How is the man
I just found the whole thing of like, oh no, look at the poor fucking Vikings. Oh, I can't believe they're being oppressed. And it's like the fucking Vikings, the guys who literally sell to other countries and rape and pillage their way across lands, and you're trying to sell a game that tells me, oh yeah, it's really mean how the indigenous people were mean to the angry at the Vikings for coming to their lands and you know, burning and pillaging everything. Fucking Vikings.
My brain just is playing. It just has like the fucking Monty Python old woman voice. Bloody Vikings! In my head.
Let's go. Quiet.
Oh.
I'll be real. I just poked that button because I just wanted to hear you rant about it for a minute.
Go ahead. But if I beat you,
It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, they're not really historically accurate, blah blah blah. But I know it just feels super disingenuous. We're not even trying to get the actual, you know, even
here I come.
vague understanding of what happens in history. And then, you know, they have the audacity to sit there and put their fucking disclaimer at the front of the game. If this is made by a team of multicultural things, it's like, okay, so it just makes it even more baffling when you're insulting, it comes across as insulting and misunderstanding everything. But it's okay because Ubisoft is based in France and they butchered the fucking French game, so I guess, you know, they just fuck with everyone.
That's another laser beam by Spectre.
But yeah, like, back to Uncharted, it's like, as I said, the third game was fine, but a step down.
I could probably pick up 2 for cheap. It's not
Yeah.
better.
The third game was fine, but like one of those, yeah, they clearly use a lot of their good ideas into, so now it's kind of like, what have we got left? And then fucking 4, I don't know, anytime your story hinges on, here's your long-lost brother we've never talked about before, in the 4th entry in a series, you know, my fucking warning signs glare in my fucking head. Really, because it's like, aside from anything else, it's just incredibly lazy and dull in terms of writing. I just didn't like Nate's new brother, who he's always definitely had, including in those flashbacks to his childhood you saw in other games, where he definitely had a brother. He definitely talked about his brother. Who's 4th one.
Oh, the one that Druckmann wrote.
Yeah, the 4th one. It's
the
like
Neil Fuckman game.
yeah. Yeah, the 4th one where it's like, by the way, here's your long-lost brother that you've always had. It's like, oh, come on. Pro tip, if you're writing for a series, don't just introduce a long-lost sibling in, like, the tail end of your fucking game, your fucking series, because you've got nothing else left to do.
Well, that's what happens when you fire your lead, when you chase away your lead writer.
Yeah,
Neil Fuckman.
Yeah, but he had to chase them away because they made him look bad.
She made him look bad. Don't you know how progressive he is?
He's basically useless from Courage. Stupid writers, you made me look bad. Oh, the booger. Oh.
You know, though, this boss fight is easy, but it's such a cool aesthetic for a final boss. The whole arena, his powers and shit that you're fighting.
Like, it's a weird thing to say, but I really like the final gotcha of this.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
That's the multi-angle.
We'll be getting to that soon, because I think we're almost done this boss fight. Yeah, he's blinking red. He's almost dead. That's the rule of video games. If they're blinking red, they're almost dead.
And it's dead in red, as they say.
I'll make him dead. Well, actually, no, you just catch him in the net.
Yeah. Probably should have made him dead. Would have solved a lot of problems in the future.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have 2 and 3 as video games.
Yeah, we also wouldn't have had some, like, a bunch of spin-off stuff that nobody ever played.
I have one of those.
One more than I have.
So I have the party game. Whoop, I can catch him out. That is really satisfying, that catch. I remember as a kid being so hyped when I caught him like that. It was so good.
Yeah. Now we get to probably my favorite track in the game, which is the end credit theme music.
The true end credit theme.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I want to like fuck around with a different game for a little bit. I mean, I could show off the. I don't like them, but I could show off the little mini games that I've unlocked all 3 of them before I.
So why not?
We might keep this one a short one because.
We're done.
Yeah, we're done the game.
The Ape have no longer escaped.
I mean, I could also look to see if there's something I want to dick around with on the PS3 while I have the system here and active before I put it back on the shelf for a while.
Yeah.
Because I don't. I've mentioned this to some friends of mine, and I don't think I mentioned this on stream. For the most part, I've moved away from console gaming. I mean, I have the Switch, but for the most part, I'm mostly just on PC these days. It's just easier, even though when you first initially get a PC, it's more expensive. They last longer than consoles do these days, and they're more multi-use, and because of Steam sales, games typically are cheaper. It is a cute ending though, where you see like little stills of them walking back to the amusement park. It does make, I don't know, it's one of those things where I do wish, like, Sony would have
the sense to go back and make,
Oh, they've completely
video
done.
games.
They've completely done erasure to like stuff where they did like, it was like a collection of like the Sony like first party women like spread, and originally they had Cat on it, and they recently removed Cat from it. That's the
Wait,
the
Cat
girl Gravity Rush.
Oh, damn. When Gravity Rush was a good game.
So yeah, rest in peace.
Oh, I remember.
Not that I believe they were gonna go back to the stuff that I like anyway. It's
I'll never go back to. I mean, I always remember the fucking E3 when like Gravity Rush 2 was about to come out, and like
the little thing with Spectre and the Zookeeper. That's so cute.
I mean, because even when Spectre is evil, he still cares about his trainer.
Sad the trainer's not in any of the other games.
Well, he's barely in this game, so.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of characters that were like shown off, even like a little bit, are not in after this game. Like, I don't think Jake or Buzz, whichever one you want to go with, appears after this. Other than like I think in some of the cartoons.
It will only ever be Buzz. There is no Jake, only Buzz.
I can go weave and pull up his Japanese name.
Oh, we're doing that, are we? Alright, I'll look it up. I can't remember what his
Is it
Japanese name is.
I don't remember I don't know what any of their Japanese names are, to be honest.
I know Spike is Kikaru.
Hikaru, okay.
And Ape Escape 2's protagonist is Hikaru.
That one I knew.
Katie, or the,
Natalie,
assistant.
Katie.
She's Natsumi.
For some reason I knew that one.
I think the professor is just called
The Professor.
The Professor.
Yeah, he doesn't
We know
really have a
Hakusei.
name.
Oh no! Look at the time.
Buzz's name is Hiroki in Japanese.
Hey, wait up!
And Spectre is just called Spectre in all versions.
Makes sense.
I said wait.
So,
But yeah, Ape Escape is a fucking amazing game still. Love it. It's very fun. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. Is there like stuff that's a little rough around the edges now? Yeah, I mean fucking like this is early. This is early 3D platforming, for God's sakes.
it came out 30 years ago, so or nearabouts.
Like I think overall it still holds up. I would love a remake of this, even though it will never happen.
Definitely not.
It'll.
I mean, like I
never
said, I specifically remember the E3 when Gravity Rush 2 was about to come out, and literally like in Sony did its whole thing of here are all the games we got coming out. It was like massively free of anything Japanese because Japanese games are
gross.
bizarrely. Yeah, it's one of those things where most people who are into the hobby don't really give a shit as long as the game's good.
There are some people that are weird about it. Like I learned, one of the Need for Speed games had like a cartoony art style, and it actually looks pretty good. At some point I want to pick it up because I do like a racing game. But apparently some people were mad because it has a cartoony art style, and I was like, what? I was like, man, you guys are boring motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys are so
That one,
dull.
I mean, yeah, that's always been the thing. Even though stylistic art styles tend to age far better than photorealism ever does.
Yeah.
But, why should we let something as simple as facts and logic get in the way of making a point? I never have.
Alright, yeah, I'll play, like, a little bit of each one of these. The monkey boxing is the worst one. I played that, actually, wait, no, I did do a stream where I showed those two off. The monkey boxing was the worst one. I fucking hated it. It controls like ass. The Ski Kids controls okay. But we have one other one. Galaxy Monkey.
The best one's Galaxy Monkey, I think, because it's just a standard shoot 'em up.
Let's see here. Yeah, let's give it. Let's do a 3-minute time attack. Why not? Oh yeah. This is like a twin stick shooter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This seems like a good time. It is no Metal Gear Solid. Which literally could have its own fucking playthrough set. It's such a big game.
Oh, shame Metal Gear Solid did not come back. It's also a shame
even if they re-release it, they would have to remove Metal Gear.
Probably. It's also a shame that the pun doesn't super work unless you're putting on a slightly racist accent.
You're right. Oh god. I never even thought about that until you said it. You're right.
Which, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's a shame, but also I'm not going to do it.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I am.
I ain't fucking doing that accent.
I'm not a former X-Play presenter.
What, you don't want to go in yellowface and walk around Tokyo?
No. I have taste, thank you. Fuck me. It's one of those things I'm amazed he's still going after that.
Turn off this game. Let me look to see if there's something just to play around for a little bit.
It is one of those things where it's like, that should have got him unpersoned. If it had been blackface, he'd have been unpersoned.
I still think my favorite part is the fact that he basically just doubled down on it. Rather than, you know, doing the thing that any sensible person would do where they're like, different time, yada yada yada, that kind of bullshit, whether they believe it or not. Like like his own racism was too strong. He's like, this is an easy a ball to set to save myself, but I'm gonna be racist. He just couldn't help himself. You know what? I'll play like an arcade run of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Fuck it, why not?
Yay. What's your team?
You know what? I think I'll do what I used to do as a kid. They're not cohesive. They're not even viable. But I'll just do Sakura, Venom, and Mega Man.
So none of the four gods. Gotcha.
No.
Damn. There's actually a build that runs Spiral.
Ready?
Oh, I can't remember the execution or the other teammates. I was just thinking, man, Spiral? Oh, actually, I think it's Spiral to build meter for Cable to one touch.
That makes sense.
With hyper combos.
But oh yeah, actually.
You
good.
know that thing Cable does.
You know, since I'm playing this, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I haven't played Midnight Suns. It's really good so far. It's like a deck builder game where you don't fight against other decks. You just kind of fight against the map, whatever enemies you're fighting in it, and whatever their bullshit is.
Oh, so it's kind of like Slay the Spire.
Kinda.
I mean, that's not. I mean, yeah, I like Slay the Spire a lot.
You can move around a bit.
I was playing Slay the Spire while we were talking here.
The game unfortunately bombed when it came out like 2 Christmases ago because nobody knew what the fuck it was, and it came out like around a lot of big games.
Yeah, to be fair, like I always saw people say, I always saw like advertisements for Midnight Suns. Not a single one of them said what the game actually was.
Yeah, no, but I didn't know what it was until I finally like just got it while it was on sale, and I was like, wow, this game's really good. Why didn't they advertise this properly?
Because it's Marvel. Because it's Marvel, and I assume they just like everything. They assume they put out any old shit and people would lap it up.
Like the worst part is like, you know, you have Tony Stark early on, and it's Tony Stark, and I don't care for Tony Stark, and he's Tony Stark, all right. So you know, I don't like him. But
when you say he's Tony Stark, is he Tony Stark or is he Robert Downey Jr.? Because those are two very different things.
Yes.
Because see, one of them is you know, Robert Downey Jr. and the other one is a drunk asshole who will put all of his friends in super jail.
It's Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
So it's better, but you know, I don't know.
So it's not Iron Man, gotcha.
No, it's not Iron Man.
It's not my Iron Man, who is a completely irredeemable prick who everyone hates. I always love whenever like he crops up in comic books and everyone's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's Tony. I hate this guy. I hate that guy. Remember that time he cloned Thor against his will?
Yeah.
And then he was like, Thor, why are you so mad? I'm going to approach you in my armor. What's the armor called, Tony? Oh, the Thor Buster. I don't understand why you're upset though.
Honestly, you're making a big
Just
deal
because
out
I
of it, baby.
just because I made a clone of you against your will, and also I built an armor specifically designed to beat you.
Yeah, come on. Why are you being a baby about this?
Why are you so mad for? And then, you know, 4 kicks the ever-loving shit out of him. Because, you know, he's 4 and Tony Stark was at the time a seamless superhero. Tony Stark's such a big name that they can't ever actually use his main villains. Yeah, I did see Midnight Suns on offer and I was like, maybe if I knew what the game was I might look into it. But then I've also had like other people who are, like, funnily enough, also just kind of getting into it and they seem pretty positive on it, and then I saw clips of like Eddie Brock being Eddie Brock.
Yeah, Eddie Brock is Eddie Brock!
And I'm like, man, I'm not seeing Eddie Brock being Eddie Brock in 20 years. He's not Tom, my balls are too hot Hardy.
Unfortunately, if you want him as a playable character, he is DLC.
Yeah, but I assume like part of the deal is you can get DLC pretty cheap these days.
Yeah, if you get it, if you wait for like on the PC version, if you wait for a sale, you can get the it and all the DLC for like $30. Hell, next time it goes on sale, you might even get it for cheaper.
Yeah. I think it might be on sale on consoles at the moment because they're all doing their January sales and they tend to last a bit longer than Steam's flash sale, so I might have a look, see how much it is on that.
But yeah, no, it's pretty good. You get to see Yuri Lowenthal gets to go full Spider-Man, like it feels like Spider-Man the way he talks. Like I'm very happy with it. It's really good. They picked some more oddball cast, like they have like Magic in there. They have Nico. She's that witch girl with the staff of one.
Oh right.
Yeah. Captain Marvel acts like Captain Marvel whenever she's allowed to be written not like a fascist.
I was gonna say, wait, so she's a fascist? Uh-oh.
No, there's times when Captain Marvel is written, you're like, oh yeah, she can be likable. When she's not written by idiots.
Sometimes she's not a fascist.
When she's not a fascist or boring. Because remember, sometimes she's written boring, like in MCU.
Yeah. Oh, I do have a mildly amusing. I do have a mildly amusing, if slightly spoilery factoid for a film we're definitely not going to go and see.
Go on.
So per some leaks / test screenings, well, not test screenings because we can't back that, but per some leaks, Mothra is going to be in the Godzilla Kong movie. But the only reason that's the case is because when they did test screenings, people hated the random flying kaiju they had so much, or people didn't like it, so they're hastily editing it or adding Mothra at the last second to try and get people to, you know, not dunk on the movie, which is kind of impossible because it's literally coming up against -1, which is like the most beloved movie of like 2023. So it kind of makes me chuckle that like in Legendary's attempt to distance themselves from Godzilla, because they're now only just going to kill the golden goose.
Smart move. Wait, hold on. The opposite. Stupid.
So yeah, it makes me chuckle. Although, personally, the other things I've heard, the rest of the plot of it, there are other things that are going to be issues with the movie. Like the main villain. He's just evil monkey. And Kong's such an interesting and rich character. What we're going to do for his antagonist. That's the kind of most annoying thing, is you can just do whatever you fucking want for your made-up original steal. And then all you do is just like, okay, but what if Kong was evil, though? What lazy Marvel bullshit is this?
What if Kong was interesting?
Yeah, no, that one.
Was that a little too far-fetched?
Actually, if you want what if Kong was interesting, you probably have Gorgo.
Shit.
Because that's like, sad monster movie. You know, actually, apparently, this semi-speaking of Gorgo, let's get a graphic novel this year, and also maybe an animated movie. I don't believe it will happen. I believe the comic will happen, but I don't believe the animated movie will happen. But they do have a allegedly they are producing a articulated figure of Gorgo. That's fun, I guess. I admit I probably have a slight bias towards Gorgo, but like, it's fine. It's a fine monster movie. Maybe it can happen. Maybe we can finally be in the era of kaijus. Reject superheroes, embrace monsters, embrace the kaiju.
Goes into a monkey form. I'm fighting San.
My giant monkey.
Yeah, she just kept going monkey.
Are you ready to go ape?
No.
Love the whiff. One of the things I always loved about Marvel 2 is how whiffing attacks build weaker. So.
Oh yeah, me and Fro were talking about that last night because we were playing fucking Fighter Z.
So I love the fucking optimal strategy is literally just B-Storm, fly in the sky, and just fucking fight. And just fight ghosts like you're a fucking Roy player in Smash Ultimate.
There we go. Let's try and get Venom out.
What am I doing? It's like high level Marvel is like. I kind of think of it when good the Marvel clips everyone talks about is always like after like fucking 30 minutes of or not 30 minutes, but like, you know, what feels like 10 minutes of nothing happening, and then suddenly I'll not need a time to kill.
Raw level 3 is ass. No, not in this game. But you can't get away with raw level 3 as much in this game as you can in Fighter Z. I did last night because I started playing Android 16. I did get off 2 suicides on people.
Ah, good. The correct way to play.
I got one off on Beerus, and then I got one off on the most important person to do it to, Goku. Well, it was base Goku, but still.
Oh, base Goku?
Base form Goku.
I only know cringe Goku.
I only know one type of Goku. Cringe! You're not base, Kakarot. Not like me.
He's the base. I mean, he's definitely like.
I don't care what you think about it, but that's what he would say.
Yeah, he would say he's based. But I don't know, he doesn't exhibit like Sigma male energy. He's definitely rejects women and earns profits. But yeah, he's got a wife and 2 kids, but you know. Yeah.
He doesn't have a job. There's only one Saiyan with a job in the series. Okay.
I mean, he's just he's a scholar, whatever that means. He's just a book. He's just a nerd. He just sits at home and reads his bookie books.
No, big surfbot!
And basically, and then he jumps into act when Piccolo fucks with him. And Piccolo's like, yeah, I could probably solve this problem like now, but Gohan really needs the exercise.
You say that, but he literally couldn't solve the Cell Max. He was getting his ass whipped.
Oh yeah, but I mean, he could have stopped the whole thing from getting to Cell Max. Maybe he should have. When he was so busy playing Spy and then he noticed that he had green skin.
Which is really funny. But very on brand for that series, when you think about it.
Especially since they're all being super racist against aliens.
Yeah, but I mean, Waka didn't notice that there was an Albed next to him, or that Yuna was half Albed. Until someone pointed it
But
out
to be
him.
fair, but to be fair, Waka's an idiot.
Yeah, but to be fair, so is the Red Ribbon Army.
Look, Waka only has one thing on his mind, which is
Oh no. Eddie, no! Okay, Eddie lived. He's alive right now.
Eddie, no. Eddie, yes!
Eddie, yes. So far, the win screen for me has been constantly Eddie Brock knocking out the last person.
I just can't believe it.
Man, Venom is so cool. Eddie Brock Venom, that is.
You win.
I mean, definitely not Gargan Venom. That one was just lame.
Oh god, I forgot about Gargan Venom.
Yeah, I think he was technically Venom for the longest time, so
Ew.
that's concerning.
Kind of indicative to the whole thing, though, when you think about it. Oh, the comic industry, I mean. Only bad things will last.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, but yeah, I think you would enjoy Midnight Suns. It's really fun. The main character is obviously your own, like, little creative character thing who has their own story going on.
So it's kind of like the old X-Men Legend game, or the first one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not technically a creative character, but like,
Where they had the
quite a
girl,
few characters.
where they had that new girl who never shows up again.
Asthma or whatever.
It was like a
yeah.
big deal in that game, and they're like, alright, we're not doing that again.
That's because she was a big deal because Magneto needed her to, with her powers of a molten rock to control asteroids. I don't get it either, Frank. The main thing I remember about kind of the final act of X-Men Legends is the final boss, because I had to fucking choose that shit. Because, I forget if it is Master Mold, but like, or the Sentinel final boss that's like a mech. Killed all of my party and I had no like items left. So I literally just had to like do hit and run tactics with my leveled up Wolverine, because obviously he had healing. So I would like fucking hit him a few times, get hurt, and then fuck off, and then have to fucking run and hide behind like pillars until Wolfie healed up enough to hit him.
I think I did something
He is the best he does it. He is the best there is at what he does.
Actually, no, I had hard mode because I couldn't heal myself. I remember what it was, who I was last with. My last character was fucking Susan Storm.
Susan Storm's in X-Men Legends 1?
Oh wait, no, I was getting these mixed up. I was thinking of it when they had like a Sentinel fight in Ultimate Alliance, sorry.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I wasn't disbelieving because I know Iron Man is.
So when you said that, I was like, wait, hold on, and then I realized, like, wait, I'm thinking.
Because I remember Iron Man was a secret character in X-Men Legends 2. Long before the movie. Spider-Man's a secret character in Legends 2 as well.
I believe he is. Because that's still like in the era when like they would kind of have Spider-Man and the X-Men together a lot.
No, back before Dark Times, before Disney. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Did you see how like the instant Steamboat Willie went out of copyright? Like 4 fucking horror projects came out based on Steamboat Willie.
Oh yeah, they were waiting.
They were like poison me of like, yeah, we're gonna get our Steamboat Willie like cheap horror thing, so people will watch it for like, or play it for like the haha joking. And look, it's Steamboat Willie, but no. So the problem is that, you know, basically just doing like that whole bendy thing, which isn't a game I have interacted with much, but you know, that seems popular enough. They were ripping that shit off, I guess. Not to say it's shit, like I said, I've not played it. I just know it's the thing that people like. Oh no, I'm not big on the current. I'm not big on the current like indie horror start scene.
I mean, I've never liked the indie horror scene in general.
Amnesia. I kind of blame a lot of it on Amnesia. Not that I think Amnesia is a bad game, but I think it popularised a lot of tropes and ideas that a lot of other studios have basically taken to heart, and basically appreciating that, like, yeah, Amnesia is scary because you don't really have big passive fight back, but Amnesia also has like lots of other things going for it to help build atmosphere and tension beyond just the whole invincible monster.
I think I'm actually
Very few like other.
I think I'm actually done stream-wise today, because, yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't feel like playing anything right now anymore. Or at least any, like, the stuff I want to do on stream.
And holding the PlayStation 3, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Pretty much. So, I think we'll call it here, because Ape Escape's done anyway, so...
It's just a matter of be back for Ape Escape 2.
Possibly, unless I change my mind. Anyway, it's time to leave.